Today, we're going to be talking about pseudo classes. These are used in CSS to determine a special state of a certain element. This can be used for events where a user would hover their mouse over a certain element, or when they visited a link, or when it's active. I have 3 different elements on the right here today to demonstrate how all these can work and how you can use them in your own way. So I've got a hyperlink over here that when I click on it, it takes me to google.com. Then I've got a box over here with the text in the middle says box 1, and then I've got a text input field on the right. So there are many events that can take place when clicking on an element, and the first one you can think of is when you click on a link like this one over here on the right. It should take you to another website, and when you do return, normally this color would change to show that this link has been visited. And if you didn't like that color necessarily, you could change it by going over here, targeting the A tag followed by a colon, and then followed by the words visited over here. And then over here, you would specify a color that you'd want it to change to, maybe something like green, and then you would save that. As you can see though, even if we click on this link and go back, the color green does not show. That is due to the fact that in many modern browsers, this does not work anymore, as there are ways for bad actors to abuse this kind of behavior for personal gain, but it's always nice to know. The next pseudo class is known as hover. This is for when we hover like our mouse over a certain element, we can change various properties about it. So instead of using visited over here, we will take that away but keep the colon and then use hover instead. Now if we save that and we hover a mouse over this, it should be green, as you can see over here. There is also another pseudo class known as active. This is when you click on the link before letting go of your mouse button or touchscreen. There's an active state between those few seconds. You can change the color of that if you wanted to as well. So we'd go right in your document and target the A tag again, and then followed by a colon and then active. And then from here you can change the color to maybe like red. Now if I save that and if I click this and do not let go, you can tell that it's active now and it's red. Now with that done, we can move on to the box over here. So the first thing we'll do is we're going to go into our document over here, then we're going to target the box, and then we use the colon and then we say hover. And now over here, what we're going to do is we're going to change the background color of the box to white, and then the text color to the background over here that you see. So over here we can say background color, and then from that background color we say white, 3 Fs or 6 Fs, and then for the color of the text we say 3 3s. And now if we save that, what you notice that if I hover over this, the colors should look like they swap it to each other, as you can see over here. We can also change the width and height of this box when you hover over it. So we can do the same thing by just going over here and targeting the width. And then I think I'll add about like 50 pixels to it. And the same thing with the height as well, from 200 to 250 pixels. So now if we save that and we hover over this box, you should see the box getting bigger as well. Over here you can tell that there's a stuttering effect over here, which is not nice to look at. So a nice little handy feature is known as transition property. So if you go into the transition property over here, I normally like to use 0.5 seconds, and then I'd like the animation to ease. So now if you save that and we hover over this, you should notice a more gradual growth in it, which looks a lot nicer. The last type of pseudo class I would like to go over is known as focus. Now how this works is that when we click on an input field like we have over here, you should see that there's a blue outline around it, and that is known as focus. Now for the same thing that we've done for the first and the second, you first need to target the input field. So I've got a class over here known as input. So we're going to target the input over here. And what you do is you follow the colon and then you just say focus. And now over here, you can change the outline. So that's what we're saying. Now the outline works the same way as a border. So we need the thickness. So I'll say 1 pixel. And then we need the style of it. And I'll just say solid. And then the color, maybe I'll just say red as well again. Now if I save that and I click on it, you should tell that there's a red outline instead of the blue one. And that should be about it when it comes to understanding how pseudo classes works. I just discussed a few pseudo elements in this video to give you a better understanding of how some of them can work. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it somewhat informative. With that, I'll see you guys in the next one.